Hello,
Chinese
Alex.
onion.
Woo.
Hello.
Hello, Alex. Good morning.
Good
Please
morning.
speak English with me, even if I can speak Malenki Ruski, Ruski Yasuk. No, Paruski Yasuk. But yeah, it's not good enough for a real conversation. And I don't think that the people who are listening to us all speak Russians. Maybe a few, but not everyone. So, how are you this fine morning?
Yeah, I'm pretty well. I finished pretty late yesterday because I in some kind of grind mode as radio, like the next episode of radio in this Sunday, and I still don't have enough music. I mean I have enough music, but I still didn't get like approval from people that people didn't yet allow me to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't answer me basically yet. So I'm waiting they to answer me and to send me their stuff or to open it to download on SoundCloud. So one thing that I realized that it's actually interesting thing that like grind. I found out that like basically grind can be of two types, like
Mm-hmm.
grind for grind and grind for some particular goal. Like in yesterday case, a particular goal was to get music for radio, and that's all. It's pretty clear goal because you can say yes or no at the end of the day. Like, did I manage to do this or not?
Mm-hmm.
And grind for grind is something that we see in YouTube videos where people like speak about promotion when they just offer you to go to Insta and start comment people. Like they don't offer you to do anything particular. They just want you to like people, they want you to comment people, and it's not something for some end goal, you know. It's just comment to comment, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or
It's like
like to like
follow,
or
follow,
follow
follow to follow, follow for follow or something. It's not really
without some.
some end goal. It's just for the moment it will kind of spike you, but it's not sustainable. Like we found out already. If you do follow for follow, it's cool. You have maybe a lot of followers, but you have followers who don't really care for your for the stuff you do. So it's meaningless in the end. It's just it's senseless. It kind of gets you to a certain number, but the number is void. It doesn't mean anything because the people don't care for your content.
Yeah, you will see the long term result even, but this
Mm-hmm.
result like useless. You cannot do anything with it. It's just numbers. Like in my
It's
Twitter, I have
yeah. It's like the.
almost 300 of people and nobody cares basically, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it means like I have no one. It's just illusion for me and for everyone else.
Mm-hmm. No, I saw the impact. I think I said it before. I There's a band. What's the name? Calling All Astronauts or something. Let me just check.
Yeah. Calling
Uh,
all astronauts. Yeah,
and they're really, really well. Let me see. Yeah, calling all astronauts exactly. And they're first of all, they are really friendly and very nice people. And I have played them in my radio show and put them in my playlist. And they have a huge following, like 800,000.
millions.
Yeah, on Twitter or something. and and I just kind of mentioned them on Twitter and for one of my social media posts for my radio show, and woof, I had like 5,000 views and a lot of engagement because you could clearly see these guys. They have a large fan base who are really caring for their stuff, and if you have just dead weight, I would call it. If you have just a lot of numbers, but they don't really care for what you're doing, then it doesn't really matter. Anyway, the point is, if you have an engaged and really an audience who really cares for your stuff, this is much, much more worthwhile than having just a large number for nothing. So, I mean, but we established this before. And as you were talking about your radio show with getting music, I told you shortly, just before we started the call, I checked my Submit Hub submissions, and I got a band who kind of sent me. Okay, I have to. In a way, I hate it because I'm kind of a gatekeeper here, and I, of course, as I'm a musician as well, I know how frustrating this is to you just made a new song and you want to get it to her here, and you really love it and stuff, and I kind of have to be a little bit pumping the brakes kind of, because I cannot play everything. So I have a lot of sympathy for people sending me a song. So anyway, the thing was here, there was a band sending me a song, and I was like, okay, it's not the best fit. It's not really my stuff. It's kind of pop stuff with a little bit of hip hop and rap, and it was, but let's give it a chance and just play it in my radio show, because in my radio show, I have a mixed bag approach. So there's okay, it can fit in there, but not in my playlist, because my playlist I kind of try to keep dark wave, industrial, and gothic rock. So yeah, okay, I said okay here, yeah, not the best fit, but and then they sent me 3 more songs which don't belong anywhere on my channel. It's kind of so for the people out there, I hope I'm not sounding too how you say too arrogant or something. Please don't do that. Just check what my channel is about. And if you want to send me music, I like gothic rock, I like industrial metal, and I like dark wave. Of course, there's always an overlap, and there's always, fringes, and I also play pop music, and I play experimental stuff. I play black metal and death metal, and it's fine. I do that, or rock music, or just pop music. But it's the exception, and these guys were like, oh, you like this one, so you take this one and this one and this one and this one, and it was rap and hip hop and stuff, and I'm like, yes, I don't know what to say to this. I said, okay, yeah, it's nice music, very well done. What can you say? But it's not for my channel. You should go more for a mainstream channel or something. Don't send me this stuff. I was shortly considering blogging them, because I blocked like 500 artists for submission to me, because I only want music I want to get. I mean, like I said, there's always fringes and things. It's. I also hate it that I'm kind of so genre specific. I want you to be free in your music and do whatever you like. But on the other hand, I don't feel like I have an obligation to my listeners and to my audience, but a little bit I have. So if I kind of feed them a lot of too much different content, then they are not coming back to my channel, because we are not getting what I'm kind of promised them what is here. It's when I'm too far away from dark wave and industrial and gothic rock. Just think for yourself. If you're doing ambient and drone, and if you put death metal in your radio show, then people would say, oh, that's interesting, and for once it's fine. Yeah, but if you do this consistently and give them more and more of this, then we're like, okay, Alex, I signed up for your radio show because I wanted to hear ambient and drone, some experimental, some other things, and now you're giving me death metal and black metal, and okay, you want to expand my horizon, but I'm not here for that. I wanted to, to listen to a specific genre or to a specific kind of approach of music. I guess you get my point. So that's why I'm kind of always a little bit with my radio show. I'm a little bit free floating. There's, a lot of, where you get a mixed bag. But in the end, I try to be a little bit concise, at least. That is kind of dark and it has a edge to it and something. Anyway, sorry, a big rant for for just one band who kind of. I guess we were just very happy that somebody accepted their music, and I understand that. But for all the people out there, there's two things I want to say. First of all, really, really, really check what the channel you are submitting your music is about, or you want to, to get in touch with. Because I told this before, a lot of people send me rap or other stuff over Twitter or Instagram and stuff, and I don't. In the beginning, I kind of wrote back and no, this is not the best fit. Sorry, this is not for me. It's not. And now I just ignored because I can clearly see that they didn't. They saw playlist. I'm sending it there. They didn't even care for what it is. What it's in the playlist. So, yeah. First of all, really check where you submit to if you are fitting there, and don't. This sounds so arrogant. I'm really sorry about it, but please don't push your luck, and force feed me so much stuff. When it's like, did you hear? We have a new album out there. What do you like? Which song do you like the most? It's like, oh, sorry, I don't have the time to go through your whole album and stuff. Give me one specific song where you really think this will fit, and I will check it out. I promise you that. I mean, if I not see, that you're MC something and. So, I'm really sorry if I sound very arrogant and not nice, but like we had before, I have a family, I have a job, I have hobbies, I have my own music, and I do this radio show on the side. Like you said, you started this with the grinding and stuff. It takes time for me too to go through this stuff, and I'm actually quite happy that things are slowing down now. That I get not so much like before, because this means I get more and more fine tailored stuff that I really want to get. And at first I was like, oh, if I don't get enough music for a new show, and then I realized I have tons of music. I just, will use songs I already have and I really like. So I never run out of music. Anyway, sorry for the long rant. I give it over to Alex. You want to say something to this long monologue?
Yeah, because I listen radio a lot because I think radio stations is for kind of people like me and other people who don't actually have time to like search for music, on their own, and they want someone to find it for them, pick together, and just play it. So I listen a lot of genres. So I listen a lot of, and I check always a lot of different radio stations, basically on Mixcloud, on YouTube, sometimes even animated videos, like I basically do. Makes sense basically. So I took day off and did stuff like shave my head and stuff like this, and train and stuff like this. When I do it,
you
I
have a very nice shaved head, I have to say. Sorry.
So the thing is, I like to like different tasks, different genres, and I don't have time to find the new 90s hip hop and stuff like this, 90s. So yeah, radio stations helps a lot, and I turned on very good mix of 90s hip hop, impressed a lot. Followed.
Mm.
Okay, next day I turn on other episode and there is some kind of jazz
Mm-hmm.
and something like not hip hop at
Mm-hmm.
all. It's not even jazz, or you don't even understand. You ask yourself first of all, like, did I turn on right radio
Mm-hmm.
station or it's something else? You check out, like, yes, it is. What do you expect to happen? Of course, unfollowed, because yeah, now like yesterday I'd be like, yeah, exactly what I was looking for, and today it's like completely different stuff. So yeah, we have some, you know, field to
Mm-hmm.
show
We
people
have
music
some
and
responsibility to kind of, this is exactly what I wrote back to them. Sorry for that, but my listeners and my audience, they expect a certain kind of music. This I always can push the boundaries a little bit, and I'm all over the place. I like a lot of different music, but I still try to, to I don't want to be too boxed in, but on the other hand, I'm also don't want to be all over the place. Exactly like you said, if you turn into Radio Dark Tunnel or to Shellshocked Radio Discovery, you are in for some discovery stuff, but you also get electro music and dark wave and darker stuff. So I kind of owe it to my listeners to give them what we are coming here to. So they know me now, I'm pretty sure, and know that there's always one or two songs which we don't like because it's not their genre. But then we stick around for the other stuff. But if I just put in completely different things, then I might be able to get away with it once or twice, but not three times, because then the same thing like you just said would happen. Then we would unsubscribe and not listening to this anymore. And I don't live from that. I could do that, but then I wouldn't like it for myself. If I'm following a playlist or something, and then things will be completely different. Why would I follow it? If it's if you start with gothic rock and then it's jazz, which I completely don't like, I'm done. I'm off. I'm not coming back. Why? Why
there
would I?
is there is a lot of radio stations, and yeah, basically
Exactly. It's not
one
where
wrong
there's any
song.
shortage of things, of options. Just yesterday I was talking with our we have a for the company I'm working for, we have a marketing, a social media marketing strategist, and I was talking with her, um, and I just told her how great it is that even I don't have millions of followers or something, but I have followers, and I how grateful I am for the followers I have, because today you have millions of radio stations, millions of YouTube channels, millions of things you can do, Netflix, Amazon, and so many things you can listen to, you can watch, and you can spend your time with. So for
And
for
you find
this.
your audience in all this ocean.
Exactly. So that's why I'm honestly really grateful for the people who are coming back to me, because I know, our production value is, or at least my production value is not very great, and uh, but people are interested in what I have to say, in what I do, in what we are talking about, and this is great. This is I'm very thankful for this, because it's so rare and unusual that in this avalanche, in this mountain of content, in this million miles ocean of content, you found me and you stuck to me. So thank you very much to the audience out there to come back. And where we go back to what I just said, um, and that's why I think I owe it a little bit to the audience to give them what we were coming for in the first place. That's just my thinking.
Yeah, that's really cool that you can find people like actually into your stuff. I don't know about my own stuff, like my radio. Hard to say
Mm-hmm.
because I don't yet able to read stats.
Mm-hmm.
But all I can say that I expected Mixcloud grow faster than YouTube, and I see numbers better on YouTube at the moment than on Mixcloud on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Completely opposite results. So people kind of prefer video format, or they just have account on YouTube already. This is maybe main thing, and not there is more people who have YouTube than people who have Mixcloud.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's an
Yeah, and
interesting
also,
thing to think about.
and you just started your radio show. You also need to kind of be consistent and sustainable. Because you have to kind of find your footing in the market. Basically, my radio show is now I'm at the 80th episode or something, almost. So I have. People see that I'm here for the long run and not just a fluke, just for a moment, a little blip in time. So I know when we're back to what you said about grinding. I will do it again and again and again. I will do it in 5 years. So people, just because of this, because of the long run, I will get more followers. Like calling all astronauts. They've been around for. Let me just check them, because they are a good example. Here, they've been around for quite a while, and that's why we just actually on Spotify we're not doing that well. I have to say we have a monthly listeners 738. But I know where they are. See, they have 3,000 followers, and I know they've been around for a long time. I don't know yet. Anyway, I don't want to, say something bad about them also, but my point is just they've been around for a while, and they have, and they kind of have their footing because we are consistent, we are sustainable, we are here for a long run, and we're not running away. So will be here for the foreseeable future. Let's 5 years, 10 years, or something. So that's why it makes sense to follow them, and if you like their content, of course, because we are around, and they will not just vanish, And I'm, as a radio DJ, I see a lot of bands who are just like, oh yeah, yeah, I have a new single and a video, and then and nothing else happens there, and then it just like fizzles out and goes nowhere. And yeah, so this is also one thing. Grinding, you have to be consistent, and you have to work. It's not in this ocean of music and content. You kind of have to find your niche, and or your place, and nobody is kind of, oh, you made a song, that's great. It is, but you know millions of people just made a song, sent it out, and made a good video. And so anyway, I think I made my point.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Like, at least, I think we need to leave some kind of hints to when to expect our new stuff or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of artists that I wouldn't believe that such people exist. They're so cool, and the thing is, you never know when to expect it. One day, it just bam, new album. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of stuff, crazy stuff, like you know, triple A signed musicians, not even close to this. I cannot like, yeah, compare. So yeah, but the thing is, you never know when it's going to be. Sometimes it's once a month,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's once a year. You know, this is this is independent area, I guess. And this is stuff about independent artists that they have usually main work to do,
Mm-hmm.
job. and stuff like this. A lot of responsibilities. It's not a full-time job. Yeah, I think it makes sense to clue people in when you gonna
That's
upload your new stuff.
exactly. That's actually maybe let's talk about this. As much as I hate this, you know, if you are an independent artist, you have to think about also your marketing strategy and stuff. And I'm, as you know, I'm talking with a lot of musicians, and I have people who have this old school approach, like every year an album and like 10 or 12 songs, and then that's it. And maybe a promotional single and a video or something. And then I have other people who like every 3 weeks a single, and then, so kind of to always be. And I, this reminds me, I have no real clue what is best, because I see both strategies are still working. Of course, for the let's say for the lesser known artist, it's maybe better to have a single every 3 weeks, and then a video, and then kind of, so that you always have something to promote, like a consistent promotion thing. You're always there. But on the other hand, you can also wear people down and like, oh, again. So I don't know. For the bigger bands, I mean, for the real big bands, like, yeah, I think I talked about it already. Rammstein, every 10 years an album, still working because people are still waiting for this, and are staying signed up to them. And
They have an app. Did you know that?
pardon me?
Like Rammstein application for phone.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't check it, but I've checked their channel recently. I check a lot of musicians' channels just to learn stuff, and they have like video that Rammstein, and you kind of get clue into all stuff that around Rammstein in one application. So they have application you can install.
I didn't know that, but it's cool.
It had some interesting name.
It's a cool idea. I mean, why not? It's I think people have so many applications and apps on their phones. It's a cool marketing gig. I think I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna check it out as well. Rammstein app. Cool. Yeah, but no. The thing is, you could argue if you're talking about the lesser known artists, that you feed them the algorithms and stuff, and we have talked about it before, but I'm not so sure anymore. Basically what I'm kind of saying now is what I basically said all the time. Do what feels right for you, and what your audience might, or not even think about your audience. Just do as you feel like it. I have to kind of how you say, break myself a little bit to kind of not, because whenever I finish a new song and I'm like, oh, let's put it out. Because I'm so happy about it, and sometimes it's better to kind of give it a little rest and wait a little bit and let it soak in, and then get it out. But I'm still, I like to, yeah, I'm a little bit more going from my gut. Oh, this is a cool song, let's put it out, and so I don't really have a strategy or something. Yeah, so I maybe should not talk about marketing strategies. My big thing is, where I'm kind of a little bit better than others, is that I'm consistent with my radio show, and of course with my playlist, and I'm
Yeah, you are a robot.
yeah, I'm always working. Let's put it this way, and I'm quite happy. If you see my playlist here, I started it from zero, from scratch. With 0 followers, and now I'm at 2,900 followers. So that's really cool. I mean, it's possible to get it from from zero to something, but it wasn't overnight. It took me over a year to get to this number, you know, and we are back to this gratefulness that I'm grateful that people are, still staying with it, but this also has the implication we are coming where for a certain kind of content, and I honestly I think more people should stick to my playlist because I use my playlist more like a radio show. There's always new content. There's always something old content as well. I mix it like there's well established artists and then there is new artists, like a mixed bag show, like my radio show. And honestly, I haven't found a playlist like mine yet. And I would really like that because most playlists I found on Spotify they are very static, and mine is always moving. There's always something new coming in and something old coming out, and there's always a churning. So whenever you get to my playlist, you will always discover something new because there's always new music in it, and also some oldies but goldies and stuff. This is. My playlist is basically like a radio show. So that's why I don't. I think it should get more attention. Maybe I'm just tooting my own horn here, but I honestly, if I would find such a playlist like I have, I would sign up for it and I would listen to it because this is exactly what I want. There's some oldies like some cool Depeche Mode stuff or Tiamat or whatever, some cool songs, and then there's some new stuff, like in a radio show, like it should be, and Anyway, I'm continuing doing it, and slowly I'm getting people to get what it is, what I'm doing here, and then I get more followers, and that's fine. It takes some time, and we are back to being grateful for all the followers you have because there's so much content out there. But I'm bored with static playlists. I get it that you have once put this playlist together, but then it stays there for years and it's always the same content. I cannot hear it over and over again and find something new. It's and I'm kind of my content. My playlist is like a radio show. It's always changing. It's always new things and old stuff and da da da. It's always mixing. Anyway, that's my point. And to all the playlisters out there, make such a playlist, and I'm following.
Yes, I sometimes listen some playlists or radio stations, and I look at them as a fights. When someone put stuff from old school and stuff from new school, and it's like right to each other, and you compare the quality, the approach, and stuff like this. It's like fight, new school against old school. Someone can challenge Rammstein in this playlist, basically, yeah. And you look like, oh, this guy's better than Rammstein at this stuff, or oh yeah, Rammstein know how things works, and you look at this how like at fight, This is very interesting feeling. Same with genres. You look like how genres can fight with each other inside of one episode of radio or inside of one playlist. This is pretty interesting thing, which is why I think it's a cool thing to mix stuff up. If you see something as Limp Bizkit, you shouldn't consider it. I've heard it long ago, but I've heard it yeah, Limp Bizkit is cool, but it's too old. I'd be like, so what? And because they cool, and why not to listen to them? Of course, yeah, if you like it, yeah. So it's always cool to see in comparison. I think new school with old school, especially I think if you're musicians, because you learn from old school and from new school, you hearing these elements, different approaches, different stuff, and it's quite interesting process.
Yeah, and it's a good point with old school. You know, as you know, I like really gothic music, and just recently I talked with a band who was, you know, from Greece, who's doing the Black Capes are called. Shout out to them. Um, and they do you know, kind of old school gothic rock, and they are inspired by Bauhaus. And we talked about it a little bit. I don't know if you know Bauhaus. This is kind of the first post-punk gothic band who were out there, and I have to admit, I don't like them that much. I think they're really boring. But the problem is, they kind of started the genre, but they have been copied so often, so many times by that I know the you know the grandkids of Bauhaus, and I really like them, but I don't like the original anymore because I have heard them so often in other bands and other songs and stuff, so that the basis of it, I'm not really in it anymore. So I realized that, you know, that I kind of don't like the roots so much because I like the fruits which grow out of the roots more. But of course, if the roots wouldn't been there, the fruits wouldn't have been there. So that's why I like and applaud Bauhaus for doing what they did. But yeah, they made kind of a genre which I really love, but I don't like them so much because yeah, they're very unpolished. You know, that's why I'm thinking about it. Like you said, you know, putting the old stuff next to the new stuff. Yeah, so I know we kind of made it all happen or kind of started it, but yeah, I don't like them that much. Anyway, so sorry, just ranting
Yeah,
here.
they set it up the rules,
Hmm.
and there was their main function for you.
Exactly. I'm happy that we have been there and that they inspired so many people, but I don't like them that much.
Yeah, by the way, yeah, we spoke about Spotify recently.
Mm.
In this episode, I mean, several minutes ago, about calling on all astronauts.
Hmm.
Uh, and you said that they don't have like too big following
Yeah,
comparing with their social media and stuff like that.
exactly. On Twitter, they have
I
like
wanted to
800,
add something.
almost a million followers. Sorry, go ahead. Hmm.
Yeah, I think they more than million. I remember they had somewhere million. Maybe it's YouTube channel. I'm
Yeah,
not
or
really remember.
Facebook or something.
But
They're
yeah,
quite active. Yeah.
yeah. So the thing is, actually, I realized that Spotify is not a metric to decide how big artist in front of you, because Spotify actually very niche product is, and it's like quite popular in some particular countries, you know. And if you an artist who are not very popular in countries that use Spotify,
Mm.
and people will see your Spotify, logically you do not have a lot of audience on Spotify. So what I realized is it's like a little bit pointless to judge the size by, I don't even understand why the hell they actually show this information, like how many people, who cares, you know, music is
Hmm.
music.
Hmm.
uh but it's another topic. Thing is, i I found one cool guy. I see like four monthly listeners on Spotify. I
Hmm.
go to him on SoundCloud, and it's just SoundCloud of very big artist, you know. I don't know what's the point, but yeah, he's huge on SoundCloud. He's huge on YouTube. But 4 monthly, it's just not his audience. It seems to be,
Hmm.
because it's real listens. You see on SoundCloud these comments, and it's not a comments like cool stuff, good vibe.
Hmm.
No, it's real conversations in the comments. You see it, you communicate, and with this person, and you feel professionalism from his side. You know,
Hmm.
it's just small Spotify. So what I realized, that Spotify is not actually good metric to judge an artist?
You're absolutely right, and I fell into this. You're right. I recently spoke with Rabbit Junk, with JP Anderson from Rabbit Junk, and they have been around for almost 20 years, and we have a very large following on Spotify. But they're even greater on Bandcamp and stuff, and so yeah, you're right. I fell into the trap of saying, oh, this is important because we are big. Let me just check out because we are really really big on. Where are we? Rabbit Junk, Rabbit Junk, Rabbit Junk. Where are you? Here, Rabbit Junk. We are really big. Look, we have 228,000 monthly listeners and 31,000 followers. So big band, big in Russia, by the way. Almost 7,000 listeners from Russia. My point is, you're absolutely right. I sometimes get kind of, how you say, the wrong impression. I don't know how should I. Followers are not everything, and listeners are not everything. This has nothing to do with, the charts are just saying what a lot of people buy or listening to at the moment. But this doesn't mean that it's good music or it's, it doesn't give you a stamp of anything. It's just that a lot of people at a given time listen to, and so it's with Spotify. It's just a number, but I have to be honest with you. Yes, it affects to me because for me it's like, oh wow, that's a big star. But as we just saw with calling all astronauts, they might be even bigger than Rabbit Junk, but they are not. It doesn't show in the numbers, So I get your point.
It's
and
not something that we can measure in numbers. This is the point.
That's exactly your point. And this is like we talked about why you don't show your subscribers on YouTube or something, because it's just a number. And you're absolutely right, because sometimes I'm seeing a YouTube channel and, oh, you just have 50 subscribers. Oh, you're not big. I don't even check you out. And this is wrong, because they might be good, but I'm not going there because, and so, yeah, this is a really good point, but it doesn't mean anything. If you have 100,000 subscribers or 1 million on Instagram, but you're just only posting crap and your food, that's cool, I guess, but it doesn't mean anything. The content is senseless. Anyway, this metrical approach is sometimes not good for checking the quality of what you're about to. I don't really have a conclusion here, but just for the listeners out there, maybe think about yourself, because I fell into this trap that I was like, oh, you're not big enough. I'm not even considering giving you some of my time. And fortunately, I get around to it because I get so many submissions and stuff that I always get new input, and I will listen to it. If you send me something, if I, like I said in the beginning, if I get on to see that it's, your rap DJ, okay, then I might not consider it. But
I will consider.
Okay, you send it to Alex.
Yeah.
No,
I will play trap this episode, by the way.
Oh, cool. The point is, I should not be arrogant or on a high horse and judge you just by a stupid number, because it doesn't mean anything. And this is the really tough part. I think everyone realizes sooner or later, earlier or later, sooner or later, that talent and good music is great, but doesn't mean much, because a lot of not so good music is has a high play count and is in the charts and whatever, This, of course, there's also good music there, but sometimes, yeah. Anyway, this doesn't is a stamp of quality or a proof of quality that you have a lot of listeners. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's just because you have a good promotional agent who knows what he's doing and gets you lots of listeners and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
just saying that.
And my comment about it, like more for artists than for listeners, like not about numbers, but yeah, pay attention to who actually your audience, where is this audience, because yeah, Spotify actually popular in not that much countries that you might think. This is not like planetary company, it's still even, I don't know, in some countries it appeared like only last year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not really big on Spotify, maybe your audience just do not use Spotify and they actually wait you to appear on other platforms. So what I would recommend is to keep researching new platforms on new markets
Mm-hmm.
to get there. I think because at the end of the day, you're artist and you want to make your product available.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to force everyone to use like some particular platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Another case, like other guy, like had small Spotify. We spoke a little bit, and I'd be like, "What's how your Apple Music doing?" And he said such numbers that I'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's yeah." So he's quite huge on Apple Music, and nobody knows that because Apple do not show that because
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
because Apple focused on music, and this is what I like.
And after talking with Rabbit Junk, I kind of started finally to upload music to Bandcamp because where Bandcamp was always around, and I knew about it, but I never considered putting my music there because why would I? My brother in music, Simple Fixty, he has like 50 or more albums on Bandcamp. He just uses almost only Bandcamp. I kind of got him to get on Spotify because I was like, try this as well because your music, you should, get out and just do it. So now, after years and years of knowing about it, I'm on Bandcamp too, and as I will need some time to upload my catalog. I will not upload everything, but the newer stuff I will put there, and and Bandcamp is for free, and you can and people can choose how much we want to pay you, and
Very simple.
it's very simple and it's cool, and I never did it because I thought like. And after I talked with JP Morgan from JP Morgan, JP Anderson from Rabbit Junk, yeah, not JP Morgan. So and we're like, and they don't even have a. He talked about low overhead. They don't even have a website. A website for themselves that they host or something. They just use their Bandcamp website. And just use this and oh, there's another judgment thing I do. If you have a Wikipedia entry, then you are somewhere, and they have a Wikipedia entry, and of course if Wikipedia, you cannot do yourself. Somebody else have to see, oh, this is a real interesting thing, and the public should know about it, and then you get a Wikipedia entry. I found one band, I don't know if I have told you the story, who kind of tried to fake their Wikipedia entry. They kind of signed up to Wikipedia just for putting their band in there, and it kind of misfired completely because the cool stuff with Wikipedia is everyone can read the the transcripts of what what happens when you try to put on things. You can see who reviews it and the comments about, oh, this is really not worthwhile. Anyway, it was very funny. So another stamp of approval that you are really significant is a Wikipedia entry, because you cannot force it usually. I mean, people try, I guess, and there's people shady stuff where you can get it, but usually somebody has to decide, oh, you're so worthwhile, people should know about you. Yeah. So and with Wikipedia, going back to the number things, you don't see how many people have watched it or have read no have read your the article about you, but it means there is some significance for you, and people think it's worthwhile, and you have an impact on the market, on the scene, or whatever that people should know about you. And that's a stamp of approval. I would say it's quite significant.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Pardon me?
I never knew that you cannot just go ahead and create about you info, like
No,
wiki about you.
no. Wikipedia is really somebody else has to decide you are worthwhile the entry, and has to do it. So you cannot force it. You can maybe if there's like Wikipedia tries to be really how you say fact based and neutral, and not saying anything in a certain light. But if you have a feeling that they kind of slander you, or just check articles about public persons, because there is like, and when he, I don't know, Harvey Weinstein, and when they got this lawsuit, and I mean, they just try to give you the facts and stuff, but of course it sometimes can be, if you are a not so nice person, it will also be in the facts that you are not so nice person. So then you can maybe kind of dispute them and say, okay, please take this out. And I don't know anyway, this is going into details where I don't know much, but I like Wikipedia because they are usually just fact based and stuff, and they give you only things that they think is worthwhile your time and worthwhile for the world to know. So that's why if your band or your project makes it, or you as an artist, into Wikipedia, you have had an impact on the world. That's the point.
I see. I was thinking that you kind of can put it out,
No.
and then anybody like that who has account can just edit it, and this is how truth about you slowly but surely like shows up, or fake about you, lie about you. I don't know.
That's true. That's true. You can make a request. You can make a request when you say, "Oh, I didn't. I was checking this artist. I wanted to check what is on Wikipedia, and I didn't found anything." Then you can say, "Okay, suggest that there is a topic that somebody picks it up." But then the Wikipedia community has to decide if it's really worth it. What's the impact? And then you get an article, and then it can grow. Sometimes you find just a little stub. Okay, I guess this painter painted 3 paintings, and one is hanging there and one there, and and then it's just a little thing. And when more interest comes, then more people will add things and kind of pad it out slowly. So, but like I said, this is for me like a badge of approval. If you have a Wikipedia entry, this is you are significant.
We need the Wikipedia for Megalmodas.
Exactly.
We need the Wikipedia for
So
Megalmodas.
people, there should be. but see, honestly, I would not warrant an article. I mean, I would like to have one, but what have I achieved? I have achieved nothing. Nothing significant. There would be no real reason for Megalmodas to be on Wikipedia. To honestly, I mean, it would be cool, but I have not played on any big festivals. I have not put out the album of a year. I have not, a crazy video or some. There is no point for that. It would be really cool, but to be honest, I'm nothing. So maybe one day, when I have some played some big shows and some cool music and maybe I don't know, a TV series picks up one of my songs and puts it prominently in it, when the interest would gather, and when, yes, it would make sense to have a Wikipedia entry. But at the moment, honestly, as cool as it would be not right for me to have one.
By the way, I wanted to ask you lately, how's Megalmodas doing? How's Sinister, King Sinister? Always confusing the
King
thing.
Sinister, yeah.
King.
Actually,
King
Megalmodas
first, Sinister second.
is doing okay. It's just my solo project now.
What's
But
new?
I have, it's just me.
What's new? What you've been up to, guys?
There will be coming a video out very soon for King
Yes,
Sinister.
I wanted to ask about it.
It was just because we have had a lot of snow this past few weeks, and the song is about ice and snow. It comes in the chorus, and so it was like, oh, we should make a video in the ice and snow, and we just kind of did a performance video in the ice and snow, just very guerrilla style, and just filmed it and just cut it together. I mean, Max did it, so thank you to Max, my guitar guy. So yeah, this actually King Sinister is it's a really fun project, because Simple Fixty, Ron from Norway, does the music, and I just provide the lyrics and the vocals, of course, and it's getting. I really like it. It's I'm just doing what I like to do, and I have a lot of creative freedom, and singing to cool music, which really inspires me to try out different ways of vocals and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoy it. So Megalmodas is kind of on the back burner at the moment. There will be a live streaming concert in March coming up with a band I met online from LA, Fleisch Creek. But I realized that as King Sinister will never be really live, that I will incorporate music from King Sinister in my Megalmodas live set. So I'm practicing a live set. Oh, and I can show you.
So you're gonna play on camera, and you're gonna.
I have a Nordstrom 3P, which I really like. It's a synth you play like a drum. It has drum sounds, but it has also synth sounds, and you can change all the sounds quite considerably. And I'm practicing a live set with it. This is a lot of fun. Once this stupid pandemic is over, my goal was always, I started Megalmodas because I was not able to find people who want to make the music I want to make. So I said, okay, I'm doing it myself. And I'm self-taught on Megalmodas. And if you listen to my old stuff, you can clearly hear where I'm coming from, where I had lots of stuff to learn. And now my goal is like I said, we are still in the pandemic, but once things are opening up again and somebody says, oh, I would like, there's a live concert you can play there, then I will be able to say, yes, I can do it, either by myself or with a whole band, or, but I have, I want this flexibility. I never want to say no to a gig because my guitar player cannot play, or the drummer cannot play, or whatever. I want to be able to be there. And one of my inspirations for this is Deine Lakaien. You might not know them. It's a darkwave band from Germany. Actually, the Alexander Velyanov is the singer there, and I think he's from Russia, or also anyway, we're not getting into this, but I think he's of Russian descent. And we do shows sometimes just with a piano. There are two of them. and just sometimes only with a piano and sometimes with a whole orchestra. And you never know what you get when you go there. And this is also how I want to approach it as well. I mean, I'm not as good as them, of course, but so the point is, I never want to say no to a opportunity to play, because I played in a lot of bands and was like, oh no, it doesn't fit, and I don't feel like it, and I can say it's only me. If I don't feel like it or if I don't want to do it, then I can say no. But if I want to do it, I can do it worst case scenario by myself, or best case scenario with a whole band, because I have this other project where I have a lot of musicians, and they can, it will be a better show, of course, if we are more. But worst case scenario is I can do it on my own, and I'm having the guts now to stand in front of an audience myself, and just playing it myself, and because I like it, and to finish the point. In the set from Megalmodas, there will be also songs from King Sinister, because I talked with Ron and with Simple Fixty, and we most likely will never do it live, because he's far away and some other conditions apply, and so I was like, but we have so much cool songs. I will still want to play them live. And so I'm gonna sing them in the Megalmodas set. So even if they are,
You starting to remind me this guy from Gorillaz that works in different projects at the same time, which is why logically to ask, do you plan some single projects with music?
What do you mean single projects with music?
I mean, like Second Accident, where just one person behind the project. Do you have any plans for some? Because it seems like you are not going to stop, and it seems like it's going somewhere. At least it feels like that way, Which is why, I'm starting to ask myself, like, are you going to do something like solo stuff as well?
At the moment, I don't. I'm so busy with.
Have you thought about it?
Yeah, I want to, and I hope I hope one day I will have time again to start to do solo music again. But then again, I found so many people I have cool collaborations with who are much better in doing it. So I kind of what I'm doing at the moment is I focus on the things I'm best at, and this is singing and performing. So I'm focusing on this thing, and because I have a lot of people I met now online and stuff who are much better in making music and mixing and mastering and all these things. So I'm kind of honing my skills where I'm best, and this is vocal wise. And I don't have immediate plans to do music on my own, because I have so many good people who kind of provide me with music I love to sing to. But in the long run, yes, it will happen that I will do my own stuff again. But like I said, there's so many good stuff already there, which I can lend my music, my voice to. I want to first do that, and then, if I if I become a millionaire and don't have to work so much anymore, then I will sit down and do music, which I do on my own. But back until then, it's just it's like a month away that I will become a millionaire. Until then, I will just do music I got sent by my friends.
So interesting to hear how would it look like, or how would it sound solo project, because I can imagine solo projects. It's pretty simple to imagine in hip hop or in electronica or in more I don't know, pop directed music, but it's quite interesting to know how does it looks like your solo project. How would it look like if it exists?
And the truth is, it will be all over the place. I mean, if you listen to the stuff I put out, the latest one is stuff I did with John Gilmore from the United States, and he remixed some of my old songs, and we did one original song, "Shifting Sands," it's called. I really like it. It's a really cool song, and but it's the truth is, Megalmodas itself is really hard to define. It's kind of the only thing that keeps it together is my voice, because it's always my voice. So you can kind of hear a consistency there. But apart from this, it's industrial metal, it's industrial rock, it's experimental music, it's dark wave, it's pop, it's electronica. It's kind of, I'm really sorry for the listeners out there. I'm all over the place. I'm kind of and I don't want to be restrained to just one genre. So the only thing I do is I kind of group things together in EPs and albums, so that if you get one EP which is just dark wave, it will be dark wave. There's no mixing up. But when the next one is singer-songwriter, the next one is industrial metal or electronica or something, or techno even. So to make it a little bit easier for the listener, that if you listen to something, you know what you get. But me myself, I'm all over the place. So when I do a live show, it will be more leaning towards industrial metal, gothic rock, more to the gothic rock stuff. Yeah, but it's kind of hard for people to. I cannot really expect the unexpected. I can say.
Yeah, sometimes I hear like people speak a lot about you. And I hear a lot that they usually getting confused. They think that Megalmodas is Tobias, one person. I hear it a lot.
But it's a lot of persons,
Yeah,
actually.
but it's not one person. Yeah, this is interesting thing. But that interesting thing, like, it's like if we speak about Limp Bizkit, everybody knows Fred Durst, and even I don't know how other
Band
musicians
members.
in this band,
There's
their names.
the guitar guy. He made his other band, and I played some of his songs. I forgot what it was called, but he made some really cool music. The guitar guy. He's getting into the industrial metal rock kind of thing. I forgot his name, but. Anyway, yeah, like Fred Durst is kind of Limp Bizkit, but Limp Bizkit is a whole band, and they had a
Frontman.
yeah, he's just the frontman, and so it's the same with Megalmodas. There's so many, I had Bionel, I had John Gilmore, I had other people contributing to things, and so it's fine. I'm kind of the face of it, but I'm not the only one. But honestly, in Megalmodas, I'm the decision maker. I say yes or no. That's it. It's not a democratic band. It's kind of me as the ruler. By the way, I would like to finish soonish, as my morning starts here, and I guess your morning starts as well. Sorry for the listeners. We have been all over the place. But I hope you still find something interesting in here.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you hear this on iTunes, leave a review on this show. It will help us a lot.
Okay, so goodbye, Alex. Goodbye, audience. Stick to what you love, and don't bother the curators and radio DJs too much. Consider what we're looking for, maybe. Okay, bye-bye.